ITTF League World Table Tennis Championships, and we are live and direct inside the Messe Arena in Düsseldorf, where the medals are about to be handed out today, and we start off the seedings in the doubles semi-final right here, right now on table number 1. It is a dramatic entrance, to say the least, here for Fang Bu, Patricia Solia and Kasumi Ishikawa and her partner Maharu Yoshimura, both of Japan in this semi-final, looking to go one better, one step further and get themselves in contention for the gold medal. Well, the crowd have come expectant to see some wonderful table tennis again. So far, with every day we've crept closer and closer towards the final day. The level of table tennis has just got better and better. This is the first of 3 days where we are completely and utterly sold out. Some 8,000 spectators will make their way to a seat here inside this arena. And slowly but surely the seats just beginning to be filled up here in anticipation for perhaps a German victory with Solia involved in the shake-up. In the commentary booth in table number 1, it is myself, Errol Creary, alongside Michael Anderson, the technical director for Halstead 2017. Michael, what a day of action we should have in store for us.
We're coming to the business end, as Mr. Don Parker is saying, for the championships, and down to 2 tables here in the Messe Halle in Düsseldorf. And as you said, full crowd today. Plenty of German players still in the championship run, and Patricia Solia is of course one in the mixed double. Fortunate enough to play with a strong men player, Fang Bu, who is, despite his high ranking, not selected for the Chinese team to play singles here. But as we said yesterday, we were watching him doing his professional duties as a mixed double player.
So that's the semi-final to start off business here, day 6 in Düsseldorf. It's a very interesting matchup, this one. Kasumi Ishikawa, the more experienced pair on the Japanese, and Yoshimura, 23 years late bloomer in his career. Started off at 18, as we spoke about off-air. Just beginning to flourish as a player, isn't he?
Absolutely. He came through very quickly in the Japanese, very tough environment to become a Japanese national team player. Came through by actually winning the All Japan Championships. It's a big upset. Since then he remained, played solid on the World Tour, gained a world ranking, in a position to be playing against the very best players in the world, and can struggle at times with his level and consistency still. And it's going to be interesting to see also how much responsibility Kasumi Ishikawa takes here in terms of directing traffic, service, returning, important in mixed doubles. So interesting setup. I would expect a close encounter, although I would say that Fang Bu and Patricia Solia looked pretty good yesterday. It's a right-hand, left-hand combination on both sides.
So no matter whose resume you look through, of the 4 players here, they tick pretty much every box with regards to their table tennis careers so far. Fang Bu of China looking to fly the flag for the Chinese, of which there will be plenty of them inside this arena. Of course, the Germany. So Ishikawa, world ranked 6, 24 years of age, as we know, uses those speedy topspin and loops, doesn't he? Really well.
Depending on playing close to the table, and I think it's going to be a fight for Yoshimura to follow up and stay as close to the tables as possible, which is important in any doubles game, that you kind of flow on the same distance and get in position correctly. Yoshimura normally is a more longer technique, as we say, good power, wants to step a little bit out and then counter loop both backhand and forehand. So it's a thing for him now to stay close to Ishikawa and try to dominate close to the table.
So it's really good for the main title sponsor here that this young lady, at 23 years of age, world ranked 20, is still in the mix for a gold medal. Just throws a little bit more spice into the pot, really. A few more ingredients that a home local talent is still there. So Fang Bu as well, world ranked number 9, 25 years of age, of course, wasn't selected for the Olympic lineup in 2016, Michael. 2020 in Tokyo, could that be on the card for him if he continues to impress?
All depends how you sort of judge the internal competition in China. For sure, he played well 2015. Remember being in the final in men's singles and then not selected for Rio Olympics. You can see at times some limitation in his games if you compare to other of the top players, and maybe not being around so many of these kind of matches where you play for a gold medal, but he's still an unbelievable solid player. He doesn't do too many mistakes.
So it's eyes down, good to go. Business is open here. Day 6, mixed doubles final to start off activity on table number 1. And it is Patricia Solli here to open serve. It's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? The Fang Bu, Patricia Solli partnership. Two Chinese-speaking coaches behind them, of course. We know that one will translate to German, but I mean, is it just a case of hand signals, a quick look to each other, just for some encouragement, perhaps?
You're right. It's all about communicating, in this case, return and service. And if you look carefully, you see those hand signals under the table and so on, indicating what kind of serve is coming, and then you sort of have to judge what's going to come in terms of returns. But you said that everything is set up with these signals where to place the ball so they know what's coming.
Already firmly behind the Fang Bu-Solya partnership. But it's the Japanese here, very, very quick out the blocks.
Nice touch return, completely tricked Fang Bu there. He thought it was going to be long and then short. You don't see that too often. 2 bounds on the table. That's extremely rare, actually. Nice touch by Ishikawa.
You can see, look at his face, that tells the story, doesn't it? He was completely fooled with that. Lovely touch that was.
Good double serve, and really Yoshimura is developing into be one of these doubles experts. Plays well with Kokiniwa as well in men's double, and here now with Ishikawa in mixed doubles. Opening game, Ishikawa has been returning very well, and means that you neutralize the attacking skills of Fang Bu, and that's exactly what you want from a Japanese perspective.
Lovely change of direction out from Bu.
Taiwan behind the back, yes, and didn't succeed, but it was kind of spectacular shot. And sometimes they do hit the table.
Just look at Ishikawa. Does she ever stop moving those feet? Such a bundle of energy, isn't she?
I think if you look at it, Patricia Solli, also the key for her is that she is not a very fast player, but her footwork needs to be good all the time. Exactly point before there, standing a little still and misjudging, mistiming the ball.
Beginning to make inroads into the deficit now, Solya and Bu. Took them a while to warm up, but they're warming to the task in hand at the moment.
Good backhand opening, solid spin on the ball, drove the technique nicely through, nice flow and a strong opening shot by Patricia Soler.
The crowd once again just engaging themselves, and let battle commence here in this opening game. Too close now at 1 point, at 2 points. That was huge, just to stop the run of Soler and Boo, just beginning to build up a head of steam. Just slightly off balance there, Boo, as well. Difficult to control that forehand.
Asked for a no-spin serve and got it, and Ishikawa then couldn't keep it low enough. It's just so critical, those few centimeters there, and he gave him time and then attacked over the table. So, well, tactically set up by the German-Chinese combination.
Would you believe it? You said it would be a tight match at the start of the introduction. Didn't look it was going to be that way in the first game, but just look at the score now, 9 points each. High-octane point that was.
Nishimura did very well there to pick that ball up. He was a little bit late reacting, but still got it over the net with a lot of spin, and well done.
Just a quick discussion there for Ishikawa and Yoshimura. First game point of the contest. Oh, bang through there. Showing some class there with that return.
They took an initiative there around first time and then found really difficult shot right out in the corner, forehand corner for Yoshimura, and nobody home at all.
Tactically astute in that point. Soler just giving the message there to Boo as to how she wanted that point to be set up, and they executed the plan to perfection.
Slightly weaker return from Yoshimura, and then well done by Soler, who was there, right? Aggressive shot, confident.
It's a very, very tight opening game this that we're witnessing. Huge psychological advantage for whichever pair that goes ahead to take it.
Remember last time now, Fangbo asked for a no-spin serve. Let's see now what's going to come. Struggles now, and that's a mental game. You can almost see it beforehand that she didn't like the two returns last time, and now tricked again. So what an advantage for Germany, China now.
Well, they've done it. They've had to work hard. They started very, very slowly. But Fang Bu and Patricia Soler, to the delight of the crowd, with the first game on the board in their favour.
Wow, it was tense, wasn't it? Edge of the seat stuff.
Yeah, you're perfectly right. It was really, and it becomes such a tactical setup in the end with Wufang directing traffic with those serves of Solja. But I do believe that Solja stepped up her game. She got into it and grew more confident as she went along. Didn't do any really mistakes and played a couple of good shots, and she was sort of the winner here. Although Wufang's return deep to Yoshimura's forehand, we remember that one too.
She started very slowly. Perhaps she was nervous being here in front of an expectant German public. Now, is it about her just being solid rather than spectacular, just keeping the ball coming back over the table and not looking to open up too often?
But I do believe that the pressure is on her, actually. She knows that she plays with a fantastic partner here.
Three unforced errors in a row now from Boo and Solja, 2 for Boo, 1 for the German. So Japanese players will take that all day long. Perhaps one of those could go down as a forced error.
You see a trend here that the Japanese team wants to create a short game and kind of lock in Wufang's attacking skills and force Solja to sort of give the ball out to them, and then they start first attacking. Almost apologizing Yoshimura for that one, and it was a little late reacting, you see there, and didn't go forward, took a little bit too much risk. So, put that one safely on the table. It's all about playing safe in doubles too. You have to have that mindset to play for your partner, I should say. Play it up, let them decide when to kill the ball or try to take that risk element. So it's almost managing your risk in your opening shots.
Finished that point off brilliantly there, so they set it up so well from the serve, don't they? The Chinese-German collaboration. Too good.
Killer for Mishikawa. First time we saw that, but stepped really into the ball, took it early up on the highest point of contact and just basically kill it. Followed up with a smart serve, you slid it longer this time. So sometimes if your opponent is not strong opening shots, then that could be a good tactic too, because Yoshimura can take that ball and work with it.
Oh, a couple of beautiful forehands struck here from Ishikawa. Deja vu here. It is the Japanese pair who are creeping forward here to the edge of this last game. But that'll certainly bode well, that last point there for Solja. Coaches there showing appreciation for both players in that last rally. Good depth on the table there from the German as well. Her father, Pavel, has played a big part in her rise as well, and I wonder if he's somewhere in the crowd watching her today as well. Still a very big influence on Patricia Solja.
Slipping back into it again. You get a feeling that Ishikawa really let loose on a couple of forehands, but that one is Yoshimura way too much behind, far off from the table in order to execute well, and just backing off too easy. So we talked about it, find the right distance and work together. Ishikawa's really been struggling with no spin services, so let's see if Fang Bu can trick her again.
Well called, sir. If it isn't broken, why fix it?
Because her flicking game is not working too well for the moment, and of course she's more maybe attacking and then cutting the ball is strong, but right now she's struggling to control the ball, especially when no spin services is coming.
That's smart, very, very smart there from Yoshimura.
Well done by Solja. Went very early, knew that best would be to keep it short, and this is very much a tactical game now, because both female players are trying to control the male attacking skills by putting it short. So Ishikawa had good success with a half-long serve. Let's see what's coming.
Seen a few errors on the Fang Bu backhand today in this match, Michael. That's very uncharacteristic.
They got tricked there, but it's a hard thing because it's short. You never know how good the players are. Maybe Fang is probably more, to his liking when he can play an open game and very strong attacking skills. Maybe this is one of his weaker sides, I would say. Although the weakness is very small, so to say, but. I also thought it was a smart serve by Solja, who released it a little longer. She just had to watch out so Yoshimura is not attacking with the topspin on her serve. That's the whole thing, so probably she has to shorten it down a bit now.
Well. 2 game points have disappeared here from Ishikawa and Yoshimura. Well, is history about to repeat itself? Let's not forget what happened in the first game. They were ahead, but then Solja and Bu just found their A game, just found that extra level. It's a similar situation here, beautifully balanced here, this second game. 10 points each. Oh, that was a huge point. Didn't miss the table there by much, Fang Bu, but it's those small margins. Game point for the 3rd time now.
Exactly, you can read the spin and the serve, misjudged it a little bit, and the ball just flew off the table.
Needs to get this serve right on the money here, Fang Bu.
Come on, touch!
Just have to adjust the shape of her body there, Ishikawa, to go for that big booming forehand. How cool as ice there was Fang Bu with that serve. Well, we expected drama here on day 6, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Perfectly placed. He did make a mistake on one of the opening shots, fine ball, but now it's come back 2 times in a row with a perfectly placed topspin from a very difficult situation. A lot of spin in that ball, almost impossible to control for Ishikawa.
Well, they've saved 3 game points. And now they've carved out one for themselves here, Bu and Solja, on the Solja serve. Oh, this time the Ishikawa forehand gets to work. Not to touch of magic.
Just thinking, why did I put that one across the table? Because there's Yoshimura waiting, basically.
Well, that's the fastest winning speed so far, 71 kilometers an hour. Well, this game here, game number 2, is absolutely huge. Psychologically here, if Solja and Bu nail it, well, that really would be a huge boost for them. And they're giving themselves another chance of doing exactly that now.
All credit to Patricia Solja here, playing very well. Good back and opener there. No, she is up against a tough opponent, but to perform or excellent shot, actually. Put Yoshimura under a lot of pressure.
Oh, what a rally that brings the curtain down on game number 2. History has repeated itself here once again. Fang Bu and Patricia Solja were down and out. They saved game points. And after another very tight second game, they've managed to come through with light at the end of the tunnel. And they're in the ascendancy now, 2 games to 0. And what will that do to the mindset now of the Japanese pair in having those game points disappear again? Well, things are going according to the script if you are a Chinese table tennis supporter or German. There's the second game summary as well, and perhaps the 9 unforced errors to 6 makes a very interesting read in there as well. Very tight with regard to service points won and the service points percentage as well.
So it's been a very closely contested match so far, and of course them being down 0-2 in 2 games up for Fang and Solja, then that's a good cushion to have, I would say. So let's see if the Japanese pair can find an answer.
Well, they need to find an answer to those questions, Michael, because both game 1 and 2, on the surface of things, really they should have had those 2 in their favour. You're quite right to touch upon the fact as well, she's really grown into this game, Solja, again, and kept it watertight, very few unforced errors from her. And again, you're right, she's just complimenting Fang Bu at the moment. It's so interesting to watch. Really was 2015 when Patricia Solja made the breakthrough. Needed several top players to reach the German Open final.
We have the same sequence of play as we had in the opening game now. So one serving to the other player, and let's see if they can improve as they gradually go along and control the other player's service better. Well done by Yoshimura, who then, we talk about the distance there. He found the distance, came close again, and it's an effective sort of move by him.
Dragged out wide there, Boo. To use his legs there to try and get that ball back onto the table.
They've done very well, Ishikawa, Yoshimura, when the game or the play opens up a little bit, and Ishikawa can come in with her forehand topspin. That's been a sort of a winning sequence of play for them.
Well, they're ahead once again here are the Japanese pair, and at the start of the game, and the big question mark for them really is, can they stay ahead right to the bitter end? Also some mistakes now from the Chinese-German pairing. Already this year we've seen Fang Bu win a mixed doubles title at the Hungarian Open in Budapest. Semi-finalist as a singles player, of course, in the Qatar Open in Doha. Well, they needed a reaction here, Ishikawa and Yoshimura, and they're going about their business in very, very positive fashion here. Oh, well played. That is Ishikawa in a nutshell in that last point.
It's been well this game, you know, hitting everything with the forehand and really opening up the table, so to say, but it's finding everything, especially one deep in forehand, which it took it down the line, and this open game, I think, fits her very well. She's been struggling in this match with her returning, but overall, her forehand game has been good, her blocking game also solid. So 9-3 should be a little bit of enough lead to take this home, you would imagine.
Well, just need to see it through, don't they? Bring home the bacon, so to speak, but never write off Fang Bu or Patricia Solly the way that they've finished these games. Well, see the body language there of Yoshimura. So I think despite this lead here, he's still under some stress.
A little bit lucky there, not the best serve actually from Yoshimura, and Solja, I think she understands she should put that one on the table.
Great reaction here from Kasumi Ishikawa and her partner Yoshimura. Oh, that is a game they really needed. That is the understatement of the year, and they've done it in fashion as well by winning by many, many game points to spare.
Careful in doubles to open the door for comebacks or for a player to get going, and she's such a key for the Japanese setup, because you get a feeling that Yoshimura struggles a bit too, and as you say, better services, this combination, of course, same as we had in the first game, is something that fits them a little bit better than the other combination. Position is important in doubles too, and I'm interested to see the statistics there when you see deep forehand corner for Solja, for example, who was in deep forehand, so they have to move her all the way out there all the time. So I guess that Ishikawa was dominating that diagonal of play between the two left-handed girls.
That'll certainly do Patricia Solja the world of good. A couple of decent points that she's just played there.
Not only decent, I would say very, very good, and I'm sure on coach's instruction, because Yoshimura, you want to find deep forehand is a weak spot for him. He has a tendency to move and cover a lot of ground with his forehand, and I think if you look at it, he opens up all the time his forehand corner. So this is a tricky shot to go there because it's small margins. It's sort of a risk if he's there, but they found something for sure that they have to trick him out to open up the forehand corner, and both when they return against him and attack against him.
Right down the middle, through the eye of the needle this time. Fantastic speed around the table there for Ishikawa.
Over her, ducking a bit, which they do sometimes when they have to get underway or get the body off the playing line.
It's a bit of an untidy start to this game here from Yoshimura.
They put pressure on Yoshimura, and I think that's a good way to do it, because they have to play stronger on him and force mistakes from Yoshimura, who is a little bit more wobbly at times in making a few mistakes here and there. Although his capacity is very high, also his lower standard can sometimes be a problem for him.
Good start here for Bu and Solja. Chemistry is good, the harmony is good. They're setting up the points very well so far in this game.
Solja has been dominating Yoshimura in this particular game and really placing the ball very well.
Bang, boo, that was brilliant. Loaded that with spin, right down the line on the table. Look how well he used his legs in that point. Gets the weight of his body behind it. Better start here for Solja and Bu. The first time they've started a game well.
See, they've been reading also Yoshimura's placement. A couple of backhands now, cross court, right down to the diagonal, and they've read that placement and then was able to recover and attack.
But they're staring down the barrel of a gun here. Oh, the Japanese pairing. Four-point adrift here, game number 4. Well, she must feel that she's public enemy number 1 out there, Ishikawa. They've really targeted her in the last few points.
It's a little bit target practice actually for Bo Fang, but it depends because Yoshimura is again a little bit far off the table, cannot put power in the ball, and he's just dominating the whole shot making right now. Although that was better from Yoshimura, of course, an aggressive return.
Well, just enjoying themselves now. I just have to reiterate, it is a bank holiday, a public holiday weekend in Germany. Perhaps have played another reason in why we are sold out for the next 3 days. It's beginning to creep in more and more spectators now, and battle royale here on table number 1 at the moment. Just beginning to win the mini battle now, Fang Bu and Patricia Solja. Another game here in their favour, perhaps they'll go ahead to win the war.
Well done, and also off balance. So if that ball comes up, he's out of play. So he took a risk.
Well, a medal is guaranteed for either pair here. There's potentially gold and silver on the line here. And here we are, game number 4, and the first timeout has been called.
Yes, indeed, and I think they have to talk it over, of course. There was a lot of conversation going on between Li Gusheng and Ji Shup on the bench all the time, talking, and now trying to find solutions. So they just want to give instructions now to keep going because they played a strong game. Lost a little bit of concentration here in the end, and now, of course, discuss with 1 service left for Bo Fang critically what service to pick out of the pocket. And of course, Solja coming up after this point, returning towards Yoshimura. She's been successful finding the deep forehand corner before, so sort of remind them what's been working to build this lead.
So it's a critical stage now of the 4th game. 2-2, game on, 3-1. Potentially it's game over here for Ishikawa and Yoshimura. So reaction here needs to be spot on here, fresh after the first time out.
It's a little bit of a risk, but also good spin in the serve, and exactly those kind of serves Ishikawa has been struggling with from the get-go.
Oh, well played here from Fang Bu and Patricia Solja. 2 points right after the timeout, and with that now they have themselves a healthy cushion, a 2-game cushion here, looking to go for gold and reach the mixed doubles semi-final. Well, they started well and ended well, and that's the first game that they've managed to do that.
I think both players stepped up their game, and it was a dominating performance in this particular 4th game. So Fang Bu and Solja, many of those are against Ishikawa, so that means that all the time variation in serves, talk again, what serve to put under constant pressure. She's struggling to find that touch game, which is sometimes happens because of nerves or other things, and that's where I think they have been focusing most of their coaching.
So it's an uphill mountain to climb right now for the Japanese pairing. German-Chinese collaboration, a game away from the final.
Spectacular again by Yoshimura, who has that ability to, from half distance, you know, put those shots on the table many times. Kind of streaky fellow, the Japanese Yoshimura.
Well, it's a cold start here from both Solyu and Bu.
Funny sometimes how much this combination in doubles, who you're playing against, comes back, especially in mixed doubles. It's evident that some combination of play fits one pairing better than the other, and you will see that again. Perhaps when they won easy in the third game, you see the same lineup here.
Better. Lovely wrist action, lovely wrist work this time. Well, plenty of cameras around table number one here to witness this mixed doubles semi-final. Plenty of Chinese, plenty of Japanese journalists and supporters here in Düsseldorf. Been the story of the match really for Ishikawa. Bits and pieces with regards to her, some good, some bad really.
Just decided to flick that ball and just open up the game, because of course it's a risk or to go long with your return, but because the other player is going to get an attack, being attacked, but sometimes you just have to do that instead of doing like that, because that just opens up the whole table, and it's much harder for Yoshimura maybe to find both attack coming from over the table rather than from deep. So anyway, they are only 2 points up now after a good start.
It's a big miss really for Fang Bu. Just throws the impetus back here towards Ishikawa and Yoshimura.
You'll take that any time of the day when female player serves against the male player and scores 2 points. Well done, Ishikawa. She really pulled up her socks and executed her service very well. Nice flow, nice technique, nice touch. Also in this combination of play, Yoshimura playing against Solja be challenging her backhand all the time, and he's returning, you know, quick action down to the backhand side.
Oh, well played. Brilliantly struck backhand. Enjoy this again here on the replay, Michael. That looked great, didn't it?
Very nicely done on that backhand. Just a quick reaction. Perfect to be there with the racket and then just block the ball diagonal. This is one of his part of his strong side, Yoshimura, to pick those balls up from far down and get such an arc and topspin on the ball. It's hard to control.
So they're back in business here, Ishikawa and Yoshimura. It's the second time they've put a game on the board. It's the second time they've done it well, with plenty of game points to spare in that game.
No, the energy level has been down in both those. Again, you come back to who they play against, but they don't like that, and they cannot find the perhaps best abilities to attack in that combination. So then, of course, then it goes down. But let's see, they've been quite strong so far to play well on the more important point, the German-Chinese pairing.
Just a quick handshake there from Ishikawa and Yoshimura. Down to business once again. So, game 5, just a game adrift again here. Serving first at the start.
You remember we talked about that deep forehand on Yoshimura. It's such an effective shot, and you show that from the beginning. Then you open up both corners basically for Solja. Now you can decide you want to go down the line with my flick or want to challenge in the deep forehand again. So she really, you know, putting him under pressure. Yeah, right idea, but just played it on the net and out. A more risky return by Yoshimura, went in harder with his racket, took the ball off the bounce and put a little bit underspin in it, but was successful. And it shows that he's on this game. He knows that he has to play better. Nice to see the combination though. They're really trying to support each other, and he understood that he made a mistake, and she was already there touching his hand and sort of encouraging to keep going.
Well played. Crowd thoroughly enjoying that point as well. And it's something we spoke about earlier. There's very little eye contact between Boo and Solja, but the combination just seems to work. It seems to gel, doesn't it?
It does, and they follow instructions, I think. They've been both are very solid players mentally. They don't give away a lot of emotions or stuff. They go about the business, and this is all about placement and knowing what to do. And at that time, of course, they both understood the importance of that point.
Well, it's a hugely important sixth game, this one. Potentially the last, potentially the penultimate game. You can see the reactions now of the players. Every point won, they celebrate it.
One of the reasons why they struggle in this particular combination is because Yoshimura is placing everything to diagonal. He goes around the corner and plays diagonal. He goes with his backhand, plays cross court. So Bofang is controlling that. He knows that where the ball is going to come. So Yoshimura needs to put a little bit more thought into his placement of the ball, and did well there.
Think he heard you?
No, he knows, but just to get an open rally, and it was a good rally too.
Well, the rallies are getting better and better. The bar has been raised, the level has been raised, and so is the decibel level inside the Messi Arena. Right down the middle, with venom as well, with spice on that forehand.
No, couldn't control it at all. The first time, really a mistake now for a while, and that happens. You just have to forget it. It probably misjudged of the length of service, and she should have been more aggressive.
All eyes are on table number 1 as we speak. No activity over on table number 2, so all sides of this arena are locked down with regard to the activity here. Of the 5 previous games, this one, game number 6 so far, perhaps has been the tightest.
All about minimizing mistakes now, nothing else. Just keep your quality up, and at that time don't give away too many easy points. If your opponent's going to win a point, you have to play well. Because then you have that feeling that you're in the game. Don't make the mistakes in service and return.
Oh, what a rally that was. He put everything into that Fang Bu.
We were asking for that one, deep forehand for Bu Fang too, so he made that shot coming up right there, not going cross and going down the line instead, and you see what the surprise that was, and that built the whole point, although Bu Fang was very, very close to putting that on the table. It's like gymnasts, they fly around in that low position.
And it is indeed time for a calm head. Yes, there's air conditioning inside this arena, but with plenty of spectators here. So adds a bit more moisture as well, a bit more heat inside. You just can't take your eyes off the table at the moment. Again, the crowd showing appreciation for another quality rally. And they used the energy to push Fang Bu and Patricia Solli over the line here and get themselves within contention for gold.
That was a little bit unnecessary risk-taking by her. They've been quite successful putting the ball short back, and although she had to reach in, and that was a risk management error, if you may say, from Patricia Solli.
Well, we just touched upon that, didn't we? Time for a calm head, time for a clear head, and she's been at her best when she's just played solid table tennis. Big points that the Japanese have managed to win now.
Good back and attack by Yoshimura, who got a lot of spin on that and stood firm at the table, didn't fall back too far, and then really challenged Bu Fang to the middle forehand, which is just well done by him.
They've had to dig so deep in the last 3 points here. Ishikawa and Yoshimura dug deep, they have. Look at it now. Things are perhaps about to get very rosy in their garden. 3 game points to square it off at 3 each. What a way to do it. Keep your seatbelts on, because the first mixed doubles semi-final on table number 1 is going the distance. Well, 2 games in a row. They're in the ascendancy now. They have the momentum now. And it's a big, big question as to who's going to take that momentum early into this deciding game.
Well, what a solid game of mixed double from the Japanese pairing. I'm quite impressed. Yoshimura. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, only one winner struck in that game there from Fang and Solia. Again, the service points, they need to up the ante on that, but it's so interesting going into this final game, because the Japanese, when they win a game, there's points to spare. When it's Solia and Bu, it's very, very tight, and you almost feel like the Japanese pair have to give up their game points to do so. So with that in mind, well, what an interesting last game we're about to have. So a medal guaranteed for either pair, but no doubt in their minds they want to go one better, put themselves in contention for gold.
And I like that handshake. that was nice to see, actually.
Well, it's about time, isn't it? It's only taken them till the 5th game to do so.
They have a plan in mind, and thank you very much for being here. This politeness of Japanese players is wonderful to see.
I think the key to this is how Solia plays as well. Ishimura as well. Who is going to be the cleanest off those two? We know what to expect from Bu and Ishikawa.
He had that one. He knew it. He was just a little late in reaction, although it was a good shot by Bu Fang. I think that, you know, he put 7 out of 10 on those kind of shots on the table, and immediately recognized he was a little late on the ball.
And that's just the point I was touching upon, as to whether she can be neat and tidy, keep the unforced error count low. Ishikawa and Fangbo have been in a situation many times in their careers, high up the food chain with regards to getting gold medals.
You can always sense the butterflies flying around here in the commentary booth. Imagine down on the court. Wow. It's all about negotiating.
Yeah, it is. It's tense up here in the commentary position, no doubt. Magnified 10 times down on table number 1. Feel the tension in the arena. Just got to shake that off, Solia. Reset, start all over again.
Yoshimura has been scoring quite a lot with that forehand flick down to back, and it's kind of interesting to see how Solia, how far out she's positioning herself, and that can be a little tricky actually to get into a right position. You see, she's way outside the table, and struggling in that. When she comes into play, struggles with her backhand to pull it down the line, and she sort of has to force it to be played against Ishikawa's backhand side, and then she can control the blocking. They go across, they go down the line, and put Bu Fang under pressure.
Well, what a battle royale we are watching here on table number 1. 2 games down, the Japanese pairing. They have parity, and they have the lead by a couple of points here in the decider.
Oh, a rare attack by Ishikawa now with forehand over the table, and what well judged, well read, I would say, the distance, and she understands she has to be aggressive on that push. Let it drop, and very, very low over the net. Good quality. Excellent play by Ishikawa.
Okay, Marco, cards on the table time. Where is this one going?
Gotta show your aces. That's it. And coming with the serve here now with the Yoshimura.
Good answer. Oh, they're on a roll now. They're on a roll. Creating pressure here, Ishikawa and Yoshimura.
exactly here you sense as well that the communication skills is the key thing. You know, you have to talk it over and you have to communicate. And they've already blown the timeout, so it's a tricky situation now for Chinese-German combination.
Well, that was a huge point. They had to win it. They didn't. We called it early as to how Solliet would play this position. Gold medal on the line, or potential gold medal on the line. Fang Fu as well has been slightly erratic as well, so 5 points now the margin.
Oh, what a nice return from Ishikawa. Confidence been growing in a return. You see it, more relaxed, better touch, now controlling suddenly, and what an excellent world-class return.
Badly needed point there.
Yeah, they need one more. They need to get contact, need to put pressure back on the other side. It's been a one-way street, so to say, and with all Japanese signs in this 7th game.
Oh, the avalanche really was building. Better, much better control this time from Solliet. Kissed the edge of the table there with that backhand.
But a bit of running around again from Yoshimura is quite fantastic to see his athletic abilities, but he gets out of play, and he's running around. He needs to stay solid and focused as well.
Well, he's on his feet. I don't think he's been seated in his chair pretty much for this final game. So 9-4, the match is theirs to lose for the Japanese.
To come back in a situation like that, you have to put your best quality opening shots. That can cause a lot of pressure to the other side. If the quality is good enough, you can score right away, because it's such a game of ebb and flow.
Well, that's a shame there for Patricia Solliet. Silence inside the Messi Arena. We're hoping to see a German player go for gold here, but it is Ishikawa and Yoshimura here with 5 match points. What a point to wrap up proceedings here for Kasumi, Ishikawa and Maharu Yoshimura. 1-3 down in games, they've turned it around to win 3 games in a row, and in the end they just have that extra skill set. They brought their A game to the table right in the critical stage of this match, and I have to give a lot of credit to Ishikawa. Slightly erratic throughout the game, but in the end it was anything but, wasn't it?
And did he look up to the table tennis gods, Yoshimura? But I believe it was the handshake before the start of the 7th game. That was an agreement that let's go for gold now and forget everything else. And really, they played fantastic in Game 6, Game 7.
Well, how delighted are they?
World-class mixed double from the Japanese.
Exactly, it was a world-class game from start to finish. It was a match that the crowd just engaged themselves in. Of course, it helped there was a German player out there, but again, just look at the cluster of cameramen and photographers here to get a photograph of Ishikawa and Yoshimura. They've done the flag of Japan proud here today. They've reached the final of the mixed doubles and they've put themselves in contention to get a gold medal around their necks.